Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
With many calling for his firing, tonight the Shelby Township Police Chief making his first public remarks about inflammatory tweets on a personal Twitter account.
I am not a racist.
Right now, the township weighing the decision to fire him, with tonight's hearing going late into the night.
A Black Lives Matter protest interrupted downriver when a woman drives through the crowd. Off the top tonight at 11, protesters were in the street in Taylor when it happened. Now, thankfully, let's point out right as we get started here, no one was seriously hurt.
That's right. Jason Colthorpe is live in Taylor tonight. Jason, this easily could have turned into something much worse.
Incredibly much worse, Kimberly. When you see that video of the woman punch the gas pedal and fly through that crowd, yeah, you realize that this could have been deadly. Take a look. The protest, which began with a rally at the Taylor Courthouse, had become a march through the city on the sidewalks. But at the intersection of Goddard and Telegraph, people took a knee for 8 minutes and 43 seconds to honor George Floyd.
People were clearing the intersection.
We're going to move to the sidewalk. Watch yourselves here.
That's when one woman started driving through.
I kind of thought, come on, you know, I understand you're, probably not happy or in a hurry or whatever your issues are.
Peter Petoskey was riding his bike in the protest and was right in front of the white Impala.
Eventually, I realized that she was not going to stop, and so I dropped my bike and I jumped out of the way. And if I wouldn't have jumped out of the way, she would have ran me over.
Petoskey escaped with a cut on his leg, but his bike wasn't so lucky.
And that bike took the brunt of the action. That baby's a goner. That's not going on anymore. Still rolls.
Police say another woman was hit and may have a broken leg. Petoskey, despite the close call, is not about to give up on the cause.
It's not going to stop me. It just can't. This has got to be. This whole thing has got to be not just a moment, and this has got to be a movement that continues on.
Police filed 2 reports on this, and they are still looking for this woman tonight. She's described as an older white woman with white hair. She was driving that older white Chevy Impala. They weren't able to get a plate number, and they're asking anyone tonight that may have seen that. In the video, we slowed it down. It's very tough to see. It's blurry, so if anybody got a plate number, police are asking them to call them tonight with that information. We're live in Taylor. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
Jason, were there police on the scene there leading up to this protest?
No, they didn't even know this protest was going on. I talked to the chief about this tonight, and he said that Saturday there was a protest, and they knew about it ahead of time. They coordinated with protesters, and he wanted to remind them they're not the enemy. Yes, they're protesting against police brutality, but had they known about this, they could have provided traffic control, been out there on the scene as this was going forward. They do support their First Amendment rights to be out there doing this. If there was more coordination, they said that maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
Kim?
yeah, just glad nobody got hurt. My goodness. Okay, Jason, thank you. Well, we are expecting a decision soon on the fate of Shelby Township Police Chief Robert Shalide.
Chief was placed on leave earlier this month for a series of inflammatory tweets on a personal Twitter account. The Township Board is in the middle of a 3rd hearing. Mara McDonald live in Shelby Township. Mara, if my math is right, we are now 4 hours into this hearing. Where does it stand?
Devin, your math is absolutely right, and here's where we're at. The Township Board is discussing what to do with the chief right now, and while no final vote has been taken, they're hashing it out right now. It does appear there are at least 5 votes out of 7 on this Township Board to suspend him without pay for 30 days and send him to sensitivity training, not fire him. Then again, final vote hasn't been taken, but right now, that's what it looks like. Let me take you through it. Chief Shalide addressing the Township Board in the last half hour, explaining his perspective on these tweets.
Then I started seeing my brothers in blue being assassinated, shot in the back of the head. murdered in cold blood, stabbed, beaten, shot, run over. And this was going on in numerous locations around the country.
Because of COVID-19, Township Hall is closed, which meant this meeting was done via Zoom.
If he truly doesn't represent you, prove it. Do something about it. You say the chief's words don't represent you, but your lack of action, empathy, and sincerity go against that. The chief's actions lead to only one conclusion. He needs to be fired, and he needs to find a new line of work.
Hundreds were on the Zoom call. Easily more than half were from out of the township, which was an issue for those who do live here.
I'm sick and tired of all these people who don't even live in Shelby Township criticizing what we do in Shelby Township.
Shalide's inflammatory tweets came from a private Twitter account and deal with the civil unrest around the country. Those who support him view those tweets as directed at rioters and looters. Those who want him fired view them as racist.
He's literally attacking human lives. I don't care what color they are. It's body bags of body, right? So this is a man who chose to violate our community's police policies.
Back here live, we are still monitoring this meeting, which is still going on at this late hour. We expect a vote maybe within the next 20 minutes or so. But as I said, it does appear right now that there are 5 votes out of 7 that would allow the chief to remain on the job, but take a 30-day suspension without pay and have to go to sensitivity training. But stand by, things can change on a dime. We'll update you through the newscast. We're live in Shelby Township tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Hopefully back to you soon. All right, Mara.
Okay, so let's check in with Ben, who's been tracking a heat wave. Ben, what should we expect starting tomorrow?
Well, we got a little bit of a taste of it today where those temperatures just sort of inched up, but tomorrow will be firmly above average. And then it's all 90s from there through the end of the week. 4 straight days of 90-degree temperatures, although it is very comfortable tonight. And you can see from the spread in these temperatures that the skies have really cleared out. 68 downtown, 54 in Port Huron, 57 in Ann Arbor. So quite a difference there between the metro zone and some of the places outlying. Otherwise, we're going to 86 tomorrow, and it is going to be with plenty of sunshine. That part's going to be a piece of cake in this forecast. If you like sun, we've got plenty of that and the heat. But if you're looking for a soaker for your lawn, that may be tougher to find. We'll see if we can hunt one down for you in the 7-day forecast coming up, guys.
All right, Ben, we'll be back to you shortly. Police raid a suspected chop shop tonight on Detroit's west side.
Tim Pamplin had the night cam there as officers discovered at least 20 stolen cars.
Detroit police have spent all evening at this garage on Oakman Boulevard near 96 on Detroit's west side. They came in to do a routine inspection. Found all sorts of stolen car parts, stolen cars, VIN numbers not matching up. That's when they started digging a little deeper, and work here came to a grinding halt. Tools left in place, and customers replaced with police officers.
This is a nice size operation. As you see, the building is large. We have 20 to 30 vehicles in here.
Police tell me this was a stolen car to order operation. When the garage would get a car needing repair, they would put the word out. That's when a network of thieves would steal the vehicles, bring them here, and those parts would be used to get the accident-damaged vehicles back on the road.
They put an order in for stolen parts. As those parts come, they put people's cars together, and you have a customer not knowing driving around with stolen parts.
And right here, 2 men being taken into custody from this garage.
You're going to that black car there, bud.
Police tell me this garage is now out of business. That's the scene on the west side tonight with the night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
All right, Tim. Attorney General Dana Nessel is proposing several changes to policing in Michigan in light of George Floyd's killing. Nessel wants to create a public registry of verified police misconduct claims. She says that would increase transparency for one thing, but also prevent problem officers from getting rehired in law enforcement elsewhere. She's also proposing police agencies be required to report information on use of force, including race, religion, and gender. Nessel says now's the time to act while the legislature is considering change.
There is the motivation. So while the motivation is there, you know, let's move these forward. Let's get some bills crafted along these lines. Let's have those discussions. Let's have hearings. And let's make some concrete substantive change while the opportunity is there.
Nessel also announced today her office is going to review a deadly incident back in 2014 inside Northland Mall. Mall security guards held Mackenzie Cochran face down outside a jewelry store after Cochran allegedly threatened to kill someone at the store. Cochran ended up dying of asphyxiation after complaining that he couldn't breathe. The case was investigated at the time by the Southfield Police Department and the Oakland County prosecutor, but criminal charges were not brought. But now the AG's office is going to review the case anew.
Meanwhile, President Trump also outlining his plan for police reform. He signed an executive order today that places limits on some actions officers can take.
We will have reform without undermining our many great and extremely talented law enforcement officers. Chokeholds will be banned, except if an officer's life is at risk.
Instead of calling for immediate action, the order focuses on guidelines and establishing a national database to track excessive use of force. Still ahead, there's a new push to extend the weekly $600 unemployment checks.
Help Me Hank looks into the debate raging in Washington and how it could impact you. But coming up first, she died while in custody of Harper Woods police. The defenders uncovering new information about the moments leading to the arrest of Priscilla Slater. Next.
Michigan storm season is here, and the big difference this year is how we track them. Now Local 4 has a new way of predicting how it's all going to shake out, and we're the only ones who have it in our area. Minutes make a difference, and this system is faster. Plus, we can dive deeper into a storm with even greater precision, which means you can plan better and know exactly what's coming so you'll stay safer. That's what it's all about. So for changing weather in changing times, count on the Local forecast.